Hello there folks, and welcome back to another episode of League of Legends Adventures. This time again me and my friends having a, well, can't say wonderful time, but at least, we enjoy League of Legends to the extent that the game and its, MMR system allows us to. Now in this case we're not playing ranked, we're just playing casual as usual because we're not interested in spending our time that much competitively. We're just interested in having,
As evil
you
grows,
know, a
so
few
shall I.
uh, a few good games at night, well, before going to bed. And usually these few good games doesn't always end up as good games, but from time to time watching at what mistakes your team did and you did as well, this is always a good thing because there's always something to be learned. After all, the point is, you need to simply watch your past actions because that's how you learn to no longer commit them. Many actions, they are done impulsively, so that is a very bad point because when you act impulsively, you ignore your discernment. I'm not gonna induce too much, spirituality into just a video that's made to, uh, well, see the place, good and bad, and nothing else than learning from whatever you can. So
Ready to be
the point
judged.
is, there's always a good time to
Surrender to the
flex your
light,
emotes
and I will
before
spare
the
your
game.
soul.
Here we have a friend of ours interested in,
Evil fears only
trying
fire,
Leona top,
and your
something that I
defeat
would
is
play,
criminal.
well, in back in season 3, but he just wanted to play that because, just like me and the others, we're interested in trying different awkward stuff, and it's actually very nice when, you know, it ends up working very well. And, ultimately, it's not bad when you have a, you know, very strange build that actually, you know, works pretty well. Because in the end, League is not about playing mechanically and, doing what everyone is doing. League has always been good when you see those people play those awkward builds that no one or very few
Time
people
to gather the
actually
necessary matter.
uh, expect. So mid lane is going quite good. Well, there was a little problem. Mid lane went with Smite for whatever reason. I'm guessing they played jungle the previous time.
Some influence.
And here Akali earns the first blood, which nets her an extra 100
Feels
gold.
good to make things again.
Now it's very rare to see an Aurelion Soul character that not only do you see rarely, but you also see very, very few people who can actually play him well. That I saw, the stars are visible even when he's in brush, so most likely he won't make good ambushes. And he executes minions below 25, 25 health. I saw 25% health. Okay, I'm guessing this increases per level.
You inspire me.
Okay, that's something that I knew, but I didn't know the exact durations.
And I'm barely trying.
Center of the universe. Oh, okay. So, Leona apparently started with Corrupting Potion for the um, for the extra effect and the mana regeneration. Meanwhile, bot lane with me as Soraka usually goes passively, we don't deal too much poke. At the same time, the enemy jungler doesn't poke at Leona for, her overextending, which usually isn't good to do on lane, because when you overextend it's hard to save yourself, and especially if you waste a flash. This is also a very first time when I see Rakan jungle. Now, I'm not sure if he has a very good clear speed, because I don't know of him actually having, you know, that much of AoE, you know, clearing. I'm guessing he was obliged, probably. In blind pick games, it's kind of hard to basically get your own role, especially if you want something like, the ones that get easily contested. Now, of course, okay. And Rakan is saved by Sol, who uh, tanks the shot.
Anyone want some stardust?
And again, this was one of the best plays. He didn't even know where he was. He just shot it there because he knew that usually players stay around here when they choose to go back. Meanwhile, Akali is asserting the dominance apparently on the mid lane after, you know, uh, let's see, Kali claimed the second kill. Meanwhile, on top, Leona goes full berserk, but her ultimate, the ultimate from Kayle, doesn't save her. So Leona bought her Sheen and also boots apparently. Situation on bot didn't look very good. The AD carry always remains, or seems to remain, out
You
of
will
mana.
learn what beauty truly is.
And Sylas is about to get it again. Still don't have my ultimate. We don't know where the enemies are. While the jungler goes to proclaim a Drake. I really love this skin, one of the oldest skins that I have on my account. I don't have too many prestige skins and such, since I ain't invested too much into them lately. And, well, just as usual, hardly have I left the lane, that's they really picked on my carry. So I healed my carry. But it was quite amusing that they would barely engage upon him, and as soon as I left, it's like it's like directly and specifically on him.
If I could see my sister.
And Leona claims a second kill. Well, actually a third one. A second after the second. So Silas comes again. Rakan actually comes again and commits to a gank. Thinking a bit about Viego. Well, his abilities aren't as lengthy as some other champions, but they're still somewhat big.
But it still works.
Okay, so let's see. Valiant Soul. Enemies to his outer limit. Oh, so this one is the E, okay. 600 move speed, okay.
3.
He can see and be seen over walls, okay.
Time for a great expansion.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Alright, let's actually see a bit about...
Have hope.
Okay. I think Lucian actually cancelled his ult for some reason. Look at Jhin. He's dealing damage to the first champion based on the percentage missing of health. Oh, okay. It also slows. Critically strikes. It doesn't say whether shooting all his shots or not refunds some of the cooldown or not, but okay. Okay, so Leona in the meantime finished the Trinity and well got another kill. Same time Sylas wasn't doing very good on bottom lane. So I signaled the enemy that I signaled our jungler that the enemy placed a ward in there.
Expanding my horizons.
Now that I'm level 7, we finally have some extra. I have quite good cooldown on my abilities. And we didn't know whether Akali was gonna go down, but we kind of expected that. After all, don't forget that in here you can see things much better than they basically are. Well, Fed Akali came on our lane.
I got you! Grant me fast!
Well, at least Akali was brought down. We lost 2 and they lost just 1. Which leads to them claiming a turret, and they also claim the Drake.
The necessary man.
Let's see Kale's. Range is increased to 575. Oh, okay. So quite a biggie range. I mean, at least a bit better. Okay. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, things come back to the normal.
Prepare for your finale.
And we kind of dispose of the enemy Lucian.
Redemption in the light.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I don't know if I used my R in here. Did I actually do it? I don't know for sure. Because I see Aurelian's Soul having marked it. The one thing that has always kind of bothered me, well, I can't say bother, but you know, it's off about this skin on Soraka is she has her hands so much bigger than they actually should be, which is kind of awkward if one stays to think about it. But this is yet one again an example of video where, you know, people end up kind of fearing the supports. Well, honestly, you don't naturally fear Soraka because, well, you rarely see AD Soraka builds, so yeah, that's one point. But more important than that, the point is, if you don't take Soraka into account, she can heal quite a lot of damage, so. Okay.
As evil grows, so shall
Okay.
I.
Jungler claimed a double kill in there. Unfortunately, we took some kills on Akali, although she took a great shutdown on Leona. Well, I don't think she actually took the shutdown because
There is art here, waiting.
and again, and again, this is the moment that I call the collector edition. Because, you know, like, it's always you seem to be... Boom. And of course, with me healing the tank, you know, it's always fun that it's always fun that the turrets are kind of useless because I can out heal the damage they deal on the tanks. Here I managed to conceal myself
My work.
in the
You
sense that
shall transcend.
Akali did not notice me. I got ignited though, and also killed, but
You will
well,
learn what beauty truly is.
And, well,
Breathe in the atmosphere.
at least we got the difference in here.
Rampage.
So we managed to bring down bot,
Everyone is watching.
the bot outer turret, finally. And we head towards the Drake.
My heart beckons.
There I missed the silence. Obviously that Akali is kind of ruining the game for us.
Expanding my horizons.
What I am not.
This was definitely amusing to watch, like literally. It's so amusing to watch now, and you know, went back when he played the game. That Akali was quite fed, and it was fortunately the only problem we had to deal with. You know, but well, 6 deaths is not necessarily that good, because when you are fed, you just want to make sure you are ahead of the others. When you keep dying, you're not gonna be that much ahead of the others, because well, in the end, in League, you don't lose gold when you die, like in, for example, Defense of the Ancients. And that is a very punishing thing for the team, because if someone dies 100 times, it really doesn't matter, because ultimately if they reach full build, well, it doesn't matter. They've reached full potential. So the point is, you're only fed when you have a greater level than your enemies, right? And when you have at least 1 or 2 items ahead of them. Half an item, I don't know how much of a difference it's gonna make, but you know, when you have a full item, you have some special good effect. Now let's see an overview of what the teams actually have. I took my Moonstone, and I also have my Frostfang almost maxed out. Jin went for the Gale Force for mobility, and we have the jungler with Immortal Shield Bow. Now Akali went for Riftmaker to deal bonus damage.
Have hope.
There we couldn't pin Akali down so that we can actually, you know, claim a kill on her. We told our friend pushing bottom that, you know, danger's coming their way, so they finally get out. I see the enemies approaching, so we kind of both withdraw. Now again, I didn't want to stay there for that much because, well, point is... Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember this part. Again, Akali was highly interested in killing me. Was interested in preserving, in keeping the distance. Again, Akali manages to take me, but, well, we claim a shutdown on her. After all, Leona being the most fed
Never said I was infallible.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
As evil grows, so
Okay.
shall I.
Oh, so they wanted apparently to forfeit the match. Okay. This is one of those rare moments when you would say, it's kind of bad when you get defeated by a support, because many people really underestimate the support role. They just say that it's someone who's supposed to not deal damage and do something, but tank supports are kind of, not necessarily good enough. I don't see them necessarily as good enough because yes, they're good on peeling for the enemy, but well, your damage kind of falls
Fear of influence grows.
off a late game. Now Leona is kind of a character that can peel well for the enemy.
For life.
Feels good to make things
Fortunately, I saved my carry. We don't know what happened there till now. We didn't spend too much time figuring out. Point is, I'm guessing they were swearing one at another, because you rarely see someone staying still in this game. And that happens either when you bait, but she wasn't baiting for sure.
You inspire me.
So he claimed another Drake in here, and well, we went to base. Regarding the skill choices, fortunately Silas didn't get any kill. He kind of remained behind with his build, mainly because he was outskilled on the lane. Kind of remained behind.
As evil grows, so shall I.
This comes only in the moment before.
Of course, he gains a shutdown on Leona, earning himself 1000 gold.
expanding my horizon.
Stars hear me.
Viego is a very tricky character, because point is, wait, let me see. Each shot deals 93 to the first enemy hit. Okay. Viego is a very tricky character because you have to know literally all the champions in the game. Once you kill someone, you can actually embody them, and when you do that, you kind of have to know their skills to be, to be capable to adapt in the. And of course, the greatest problem is that, well, Leona came. And let's see, Titanic Hydra, Abyssal Mask. Well, my friend ain't making brain dead videos, he's adapting with each game, so. And here is one of those situations where they kept focusing Leona, and well, they didn't focus me at all.
The deadly spectacle. The brightest star.
And the enemies actually asked how the hell Leona doesn't die, and well, honestly, the answer was literally there. But when you look at this replay, the point is you will be missing a lot of details, because ultimately, this one kind of Uh, and here I silenced her, which kind of, I guess it scored her. It really ruined her day. That silence really finished her there, so we just went to claim the Baron. When there is fog of war, I kind of really love exploiting it so that I didn't get seen here by the enemies, although it was kind of obvious I was here, but that's why I was moving away, so they wouldn't have range for me.
I got you.
Stellar.
Through my work, you
My
shall
sphere of
transcend.
influence grows.
Now that I'm back with the team, everyone's feeling a bit more courageous because they kind of trust my healing capacity. Usually my first priority is to not get damaged, because each damage that I get means, well, one less healing. Okay, finally, Silas got his revenge. He downed Akali. And now with the Baron buff, we push back on them. Leona tower dives, which, well, considering her tankiness, it's kind of hard to, you know, count on this, since, you know, Leona is quite tanky. Well, I was kind of out of life, because
Prepare for your finale.
Expanding my horizons.
and here we finally claimed the victory. I didn't have too much HP and I didn't know if we could actually bring everything down. Things are always different when you play the game than when you actually look at it. So hopefully you've enjoyed it, hopefully you've seen some of the plays and, you know, the mistakes, because the purpose of this video series is to simply, you know, analyze them and learn from them. All this being said, you are appreciated. Take care. Ferengian Board signing out.